David Hill is the councillor in the area, Barrhaven West, and he's on the line right now. Good morning, David.
Hey, good morning, Bill. You nailed it. I don't know we need to talk much more about this. I mean, that's just it.
Well, so wasn't there a plan that there would be a new bridge over the Jock River when they allowed all that expansion of new houses?
So there was a plan. It was basically the realignment of Greenbank Road was on the books back in 2006, 2007. And what's kind of interesting, you talk to someone that was an original owner from Half Moon Bay, and they'll show you the glossies that they got. And it actually shows a huge realigned Greenbank Road going right down the middle of their subdivision. The problem is, really, to put a point on it, back in 2013, when the Via train accident happened, the funding that was allocated to realigning Greenbank Road was diverted into grade separation. And so those projects that would separate rail line from municipal roads got funded at the expense of realigning Greenbank. And so now we're playing catch up. So,
well, why that? But why that street specifically? There must have been other projects as well. Why was that one the one that got mothballed?
So there may have been other funding sources as well, but that one in particular was reprioritized to a later time frame in order to fund it. So that's the best I have on it. And honestly, I'm not going to second guess those judgments because it was a pretty traumatic and significant experience.
Sure.
But all I can do right now is advocate hard to say, look, there's a lot of people that expected this is going to get done in 2013, 2015, and it hasn't been started yet. We need to get on it. And so that's why that was my number one issue that I engaged with city staff and with the mayor on last year. There was $20 million that was added to that envelope last year in the budget process in order to start the detailed design. And so the project is happening. There's no shovels in the ground, but I mean, what needs to happen now is happening at as pace as can be.
In the meantime, though, is the area still expanding or new homes still going in? It looks
For
to
sure.
my untrained eye like there's still a lot of building going on there.
Yeah, it's one of the fastest growing communities in Canada, frankly. And yet there's two big infrastructure projects that are required in order to meet this transportation deficit. The first one is the Greenbank realignment, getting that road sorted out. The second one is getting that interchange from Barnesdale Road onto the 416, which is going to make a tremendous difference in terms of people's accessibility, because right now, if you live south of the Jock River, the only way to get onto the highway is either to duck way south down to Bankfield, or you're going to be driving through all of Barrhaven in order to get up to Fallowfield. So that's going to make a big difference as well. But yeah,
will it make the necessity redundant? I mean, the Barnesdale entrance, will it change traffic flows enough that you can continue to live with a quaint little 2-lane bridge?
It won't, because the Greenbank realignment is more than just moving the road. It's actually going to put a BRT system right down the middle of it, which is going to allow people who right now are in probably one of the worst locations in the city of Ottawa for transit to be able to actually have access. I've got people in some of the new developments, like there's a Kaivan development called The Ridge down by Borsacane Road. The people that live there have to walk over 2 kilometers to get to their first transit stop. Once that road gets realigned, there's going to be no one in Half Moon Bay that's more than about 300 meters away from a rapid transit bus stop. So it's going to change the way people are able to access transit. It's going to make it much smoother for people to get up and around. It's an arterial that was basically a prerequisite for the development, but then the development applications, as you said, the development applications continue based on the fact that it's a planned route that's going to go in. So all we can do now is the best we can to get this thing in as soon as possible, and that's a commitment that I made.
Talking to David Hill, the Barrhaven West councillor, about this Jock River Bridge. So the residents also think there are too many accidents there, and I see people walking their dogs across the bridge and stuff. There are 2 tight turns. It's tight in and out, no matter which direction you come in, obviously. Is there a way to make it safer in the meantime? Some traffic calming measures, or a way to discourage trucks from coming through there? Because I've seen them kind of block half of the second lane as they try to make the turn there too. Is there something you can do in the interim there to help, David?
Yeah, so we're definitely going to look at some of those types of things. The opening up of the Darjeeling subdivision is one of the things that's really exacerbated some of the traffic in that area. So we're going to look to get that signalized within the year. down at where the
You're going to look to get it what?
Signalized, like a signals, traffic signal.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then
that sounds like a municipal planning word, signalized.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I just made it up, or maybe I'm just drinking too much of the Kool-Aid. I don't know, but it sounds good to me. But that's going to be one thing we'll definitely have an impact there. Coordinating some of the scheduling. I've heard of times where because of some of the programming going on, whether it be at Minto, whether it be at the St. Joe's High School, you just get this chaotic convergence of everybody trying to get out at the same time. And as you know, not everybody can get out at the same time with that little farm bridge. So. It is what it is. One of the other things that we're going to look to do is also trying to encourage the development of commercial structures, so some grocery stores, some other retail, to go in at the intersection of where Cambrian and the realignment point is going to go, and then leverage those development charges, those commercial taxes, to just flow it right into the project to keep building and try and year over year get more money in that account so that we can get her done.
Yeah, it's an interesting neighborhood. The houses are really nice. The Jock River flowing through is pretty beautiful, but it kind of feels a bit desolate, doesn't it? It feels like, wow, you guys should get together and build a corner store. You need something here, which, commercial development might draw more traffic into the area, but at the same time, it might keep people out of their cars because they can just walk or easily bike ride to a grocery store.
Yeah, that's just it. It's I call it a retail desert because it's all residential right now. We need a bit of retail in there, and I honestly think it's going to make a huge difference once we get that retail down at that point. And it's the instigator, it's the kickoff. The city will build the initial form for the intersection at the Cambrian and the realignment point. That's going to allow for people to get in, walking, biking, driving, into that commercial that will be established. And then from there, all we need to do is continue that infrastructure development, start paving north, go up the realignment point, and then, ideally leverage those commercial taxes in order to keep throwing money into the program and get her done as soon as possible.
Good to talk to you. Thank you, David.
Okay, thank you very much, Bill. Have a great day.
You too. David Hill, Barrhaven West Councillor on the Jock River Bridge. It's the Morning Rush. Good morning. I'm Bill Carroll.